How's it going, guys? Welcome back and thanks for tuning in. Tonight I want to give you my final thoughts on this gun right here, the Ruger LCP II. I've had this gun and have been carrying this gun and shooting this gun and shooting this gun and carrying this gun and carrying this gun and shooting this gun for well over a year. I don't actually remember when I purchased it. I could look back and figure it out, but I know I've had this for a year plus, maybe a year and a half. I got it something like 8 months after it initially came out, waited for the hype to kind of die down a little bit, waited for it to go on sale, found it for a great price, and picked one up. I've been carrying it ever since, using it ever since, shooting it a lot ever since. Compared it initially before I actually purchased it, and you might have seen this video where I compared it against the original LCP. Brandon from Modern Threat Response allowed me to shoot a little video there in his shop. Back when he was a little more, selling guns and stuff. Now he's primarily a Class 3 dealer by appointment. And you should definitely make an appointment and go buy some Class 3 stuff from him. But in that video, I did all the sort of comparison of the LCP II versus the LCP, so we're not going to talk much about any of that, except to say that this is a vast improvement over the original LCP. Doesn't make the original LCP obsolete by any means, and you can find that one on sale for extremely low prices now, and it's well worth buying still, because it's extremely pocketable, extremely concealable, and very, very durable. But the improved LCP II delivers so much more than the original LCP that, to me, it's well worth buying in addition to or instead of the original LCP. And we're going to talk about those features as well as its performance and how I've enjoyed carrying it throughout the video, so keep watching.
LCP with the magazine empty coming in has 9.7 ounces, and the LCP II 10.7. Okay.
All right, so quick little rundown of the features. You've got your rear sights there that are textured here at the back. Don't know if you'll be able to make that out there. Front sight also textured, both to cut down on glare, which is very, very cool. The sights protrude and raise up just enough, but they're also sort of tapered on the front and the back, so they're not going to catch on things, so they're going to be very, very quick to draw out of pocket, draw out of the waistband, however you end up carrying it. You can see that we've got serrations there at the front for grabbing onto and racking in this way, as well as serrations there at the back for getting a hold of this gun really nicely. We've got a big, generous trigger guard on it, some very sort of geometric styling to it, and a widened back strap there. So this part right here is fatter than most of the rest of the frame. That's about the fattest portion of the frame right there, so that when you wrap the web of your hand into it, you get a nice fat purchase on that, and it feels really good in your hand. You've noticed a little rattling there. I'll talk about that in a second. It does taper down a little bit though. A little shelf kind of falls and it gets thinner right there to the point that it's about as thin as the original LCP. So a little fatter right there, thinner the rest of the way. Trigger on it, let's get into that. That is the vast, vast improvement of the LCP II over the LCP I. The trigger just feels amazing, and let's talk about that. I mean, is it amazing as compared to some of the other really amazing triggers out there? Maybe not, but it is very good. It's very good. And compared to the original LCP, it's just awesome. So it's got much more of and you can see the blade down there in the center, almost Glock-like kind of a trigger to it. And the reset on it is pretty good as well. So we'll show you that. Bracket comes forward to about there, and it's just one reset as opposed to the two resets that you feel, the two clicks that you get on the original LCP. It was kind of annoying, kind of hard to get used to originally, but those of you that bought it and still shoot it, you know that it's definitely something you can get used to.
So there's the brake, and then that's not the reset, that's the reset. Sometimes I wonder if there's a third one.
Couple more quick details. You can see the slide catch / release right there. So it does lock back on the last round, which is great as long as you are using the new LCP magazines. And I don't have an unloaded one right now, so I'm not going to put it in there. But yeah, as long as you're using the new LCP II magazines, it will lock back on those. If you use older original LCP magazines, they will still cycle and feed in the gun, but they won't lock the slide back. back. So it's kind of dependent on the magazine. That's worth noting. Lastly, there's your magazine release. Small, but totally effective in a familiar spot. Takedown and reassembly is very simple. It all involves this pin right here. Unfortunately, due to YouTube's restrictions on gun content, if I were to show you how to disassemble and reassemble this gun, there's a good chance the video would get flagged and I would get a strike and maybe eventually lose my channel and stuff like that. So we're not gonna do that, unfortunately. But you can find details on it very easily on Ruger's website and so forth. It is a 6-round pocket pistol, 6+1 in the chamber, so that's 7 if you want to carry it that way. Obviously, I suggest that you do. And it does come with its own pocket holster. So this is the Ruger pocket holster that came with the gun. So basically when you get this, take it out of the box, it is ready to start carrying right then, right away. And I do heartily recommend pocket carry for the LCP or LCP II. They're built for it, man. These guns are designed for pocket carry. Now, obviously pocket carry isn't gonna be the fastest method as far as drawing presentation and getting on target, or you know, there's going to be other downsides to it. I'm not going to say that it's the best way to carry, but when you have a pocket-sized gun, why not carry it in pocket? So putting this on in a outside the waistband holstered wouldn't make sense to me. I'd rather carry my Smith & Wesson Shield or something much larger than this LCP II. So this is certainly a gun for pocket carry, and the pocket holster is very appropriate for Ruger to include. It's got this little band on it that helps grab onto the fabric inside your pocket so that as you yank the handgun out, the holster stays behind, hopefully. It's a nice firm grip on it though. It is very firm, look at that. It's not falling. I could get it to shake loose eventually, but it'll take a minute. So it's got a very nice firm grip on it. So what I would recommend doing, and what I did in practice, is for drawing and practicing from the pocket, what I would do is actually go into your pocket, stage that gun by pulling it out a good bit, almost to the point that you can feel the trigger guard. Stage it to around there in your pocket, and then draw from that. I would never say, you know, have it completely buried and then just reach in and grab it, because it's probably going to pull the whole holster out as well as all the other contents of your pocket when you try to do that. Just a little note. The Ruger pocket holster isn't the only option out there, however. I'll show you one more system that I've been using, and this one is, I think, by Blackhawk. Got it right here. This is a Blackhawk number, size 4. Size 4, and this is, what do they call this? They've got this material that's like very, very grippy. It's obviously not designed for pocket. You could use it for pocket, but it would kind of flop side to side because it doesn't have that big wide base to it. This is designed for slipping into your waistband. So this is the kind of thing that requires no clip. You have to decide for yourself if you want to try using one of these. They're extremely cheap and very easy to use, and they do retain, they stay there as long as you're not being extraordinarily active. I mean, slipping it into your waistband, walking around in the store, going to a movie, going to a restaurant, things like that, it'll be fine. If you think that you're going to be doing something active, probably I would get a different one, maybe a leather one, but something with a good clip on it. I don't know that I would go for any stronger retention than that, but you know, just something that will clip into onto your belt. There are lots of options out there. I don't need to go through them all, but these are the 2 options I've been using. I like them a lot. To wrap this video up, I want to talk about reliability and durability. You can hear this. Hear that rattle right there? Putting it close to the microphone. I don't know why it's doing that. Basically, we've got a lot of slop in the slide. Okay, that developed over the course of shooting this gun, shooting many, many hundreds of rounds through this gun. That slop has developed. Is it causing any issues? Nope. None at all. This thing still runs like a champ. Still runs fantastically. It's had no issues. It's a little sloppy sounding when it's empty. When I load it up, have that magazine tension on it though, you don't hear anything. So Is it a little disconcerting? Does it make me feel a little nervous about the gun? Yeah, a tiny bit. But I keep shooting it and shooting it and shooting it, and nothing bad ever happens. It keeps cycling everything I put through it. It keeps being accurate. It keeps carrying well. It keeps performing perfectly. So I don't care. I don't care about the slop. And like I said, the performance has been fantastic. It's shot everything that I've put through it. It's been mainly Freedom munitions with some Hornady, Zombie Max, or whatever the heck that stuff is, and a few other different types of rounds, just to ensure reliability. But again, great reliability with everything I've shot through it. I think I've even put some steel. I don't think I've put any aluminum through it, but I know I've put some steel through it. And it just performs. It just goes. Good accuracy on it. 7 yards, I can hit steel all day long. Out to 5 to 7 yards on static paper targets. Can do well with that as well. So accuracy, durability, reliability, LCP II has got it all for an incredibly good price too. I think I've seen these still for, I want to say $250, even less maybe. Really, really good price on this gun. Now, the original LCP you can find for like $170 sometimes, but under $200 for sure. So that's insane and extremely tempting. Would I recommend the LCP II even though you can get the LCP for so cheap? Yeah, I still would. All of the improvements that the Ruger has added to the LCP II make this worth the extra money, in my opinion. So, my actual final words on the LCP II are basically this. You should get one. This guy right here is going back in my pocket right now. There it will stay for the ride home, as well as for everything else I need to do for the next week or so. This thing carries well, shoots well, it's very accurate, it's very durable, and I see no reason to stop carrying it, to choose anything else. And I say absolutely, you should buy one. I'm a late Boy Scout. Thanks for watching. See you later.